Alright guys, welcome back to part 1 in which I'm going to show you how to create this header section and custom menu. So what you want to do is open up Mobirise, create a new site. I'll just call it beach tutorial. Click OK. And now you want to go to the add block to page button, select the full screen intro, and you can go ahead and click on block parameters and delete the show arrow, show buttons, and show text. Then you want to go to edit style and change the default font for the title to be railway. Close that and change the title to say Westeros.co, and then change the text color to black. Select the text and remove the bolding. And then finally change the font size to say 36, something like that. And then go to block parameters and change the background image to whatever image that you want. Click OK, and that's pretty much as far as you can get within Mobirise's own editor. Now we want to create the custom menu, so we're going to have to add some HTML. So open up the edit code button and click to unlock HTML editor. Now, if you are creating a real website, the way you want to make the menu is by creating an unordered list and then putting each menu item in their own list item. But in the interest of saving some time, I'm just going to skip that step and do the easy way, in which I'm going to just copy this MBR section title and paste it in and change the name to say menu, and then I'll just add all the menu items right here. So home, about, gallery, bookings, and contacts, something like that, and hit save, and you'll have this right here. So a couple problems. This menu is obviously too large. We need to change the font size, and we want that, if we compare it with the image I have of the old site, we want it to be near the top of the page. So let's start with that. So go back into the edit code, and in this .mbr section title, actually it's the top one, I guess. What you want to do is you want to give it a negative margin of about 350 px, something like that. Whoops, I didn't give it a negative margin. So remember to put the negative sign before the pixels. Hit save, and that's going to bring it closer to the top. So go back to the edit code, and maybe we'll go with 400 instead. Save and close, and it looks pretty good. So now we want to change the font size of this menu right here. So the way you do that is you edit the CSS of the menu item. So do font size something like 18 pixels maybe. Hit preview, and let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now what we want to do is we want to increase the space between each word. So the way you can do that is by typing in word spacing and then maybe 50 px, something like that. Hit preview, and that looks pretty good. But it seems like we need to move it a little bit to the right. So go back into the menu CSS and do margin right, maybe something like 30 px, maybe a little bit more, 40, 45 maybe. That looks good enough. Keep in mind that you're obviously going to have to like fiddle around with this number for a bit to make it look good, but in the interest of saving some time, I'm just going to leave it like that. And then finally we want the space between the title and the menu to increase by a little bit. So go to the MBR section title and add a margin bottom, and it can be like 150 px. Remember to not have the negative margin on this one, and save. Okay, so maybe that's a little bit too much actually. Let's go with 125. Okay, so that's good enough, and there you go. That's the header section done. In part 2, we're going to create sort of the main content you can see right here. So I'll see you guys in part 2.